Do you ever feel like getting to $100,000 is just impossible? Like there's this invisible wall between you and real financial freedom? What if I told you the first $100,000 isn't just a random milestone, but the single most powerful step you can take to transform your financial life forever? In fact, Warren Buffett's business partner, Charlie Munger, famously said, "The first $100,000 is a bitch, but you gotta do it. I don't care what you have to do. Find a way to get your hands on $100,000. After that, you can ease off the gas a little bit. Let me show you exactly how you can get there faster than you ever thought possible." Hey, I'm your buddy investor. My mission is to help you break out of the rat race and hit financial independence as fast and as realistically as possible, using step-by-step strategies that actually work in the real world, not just on paper. If you want honest, practical advice from someone who's been in your shoes, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because what we talk about here is all about helping you get results. Let's do this together. So, why does hitting your first $100,000 matter so much? Well, most people don't realize that it's not just about the number. It's about momentum, options, and freedom. According to recent stats, over half of Americans have less than $5,000 in savings, and more than a third can't even cover a $1,000 emergency. Getting to $100,000 puts you in a totally different league. Suddenly, you're not worrying about every little bill, and you can finally make decisions from a place of strength, not desperation. But let's be real, the path to that first $100,000 is not about some magical investment or lottery ticket. The truth? Almost nobody gets there through wild investment gains or risky bets. It's about stacking your savings, making smart, boring moves, and leveling up your income in the most realistic way possible. Charlie Munger never told anyone to go chase meme stocks or gamble on crypto. He said to be relentless, frugal, and strategic until you hit that $100,000. And then things start to change in your favor. You might be thinking, but isn't investing supposed to be the secret? Here's the reality, straight up. In the early days, your investment returns barely move the needle. Let's break it down. If you manage to save $15,000 a year for 6 years and get a modest 4.5% return, you'd hit $105,000. But guess what? 85% of that is just your own savings. Even if you got crazy lucky with a 10% annual return and saved $10,000 a year, you'd still have to save for 7 years, and savings would still make up most of your results. The lesson here is that, at the start, your ability to save is what gets you in the game. Later, your investments take over and really start to compound. That's when wealth gets fun. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine your goal is to make $100,000 in 1 year. That's $273.97 every single day. If you only count business days, it jumps to $384 a day. That's a tall order, but here's the thing, someone out there is doing it right now. So the real question is, why not you? You don't have to make it in 1 year, but you do have to start thinking in these terms if you want to reach your goal faster. Here's where things get interesting. The fastest path to $100,000 almost always comes down to two things: maximizing your income and minimizing your spending. Sounds obvious, right? But let's go way deeper. First, let's talk about becoming irreplaceable. The more unique value you bring to the table, at your job, your side hustle, your own business, the more money you'll earn, period. Think about it. Steph Curry is irreplaceable on the basketball court. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. But you don't have to be a superstar athlete to be irreplaceable. You just have to play to your strengths and build skills that are in demand. Maybe you're great at design, coding, writing, sales, or managing people. Maybe you've just always been the friend who organizes the group trip or the one who can fix anything around the house. Every skill has value. The key is to figure out where you're above average and lean into it. Can you freelance that skill? Can you offer it as a service? Can you take a course or two and level up fast? In today's world, you can learn almost anything for free online right now. The sooner you build a skill that people are willing to pay for, the sooner your income goes up. Let me give you a real example. There's a story about a freelance writer who started out making $35,000 a year and within a few years, she was making $375,000, all from writing online. Was she the best writer in the world? No, but she found clients, delivered great results, and kept leveling up. The lesson? You don't have to be the best. You just have to start, get a little better every day, and keep putting yourself in front of opportunities. So, take a minute right now and actually write down what you're good at. List everything, no matter how small or random it seems. There are people out there making six figures teaching others how to meal prep, organize closets, or train their dogs. The internet has made it possible to monetize almost any skill or interest. You just need to start. But what if you really feel like you're not good at anything that pays? That's okay. This is your permission slip to go out and build a new skill from scratch. You don't have to go back to college or spend a ton of money. You can learn copywriting, digital marketing, video editing, web design, coding, or anything else for free or almost free on platforms like YouTube, Coursera, or HubSpot Academy. It might take a few months of focus and dedication, but this single step can change your whole financial trajectory. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but I need to see real money fast. Here's the deal. If you want to accelerate, you can always start a simple service business. I'm talking dog walking, house cleaning, pressure washing, tutoring, babysitting, or even flipping items online. These side hustles don't require fancy skills or a ton of startup capital. You just need hustle and a willingness to solve problems for others. Remember, every extra dollar you earn is fuel for your $100,000 snowball. But maximizing income is only half the equation. The other half? Relentless, no excuses frugality, at least until you hit your goal. And let me be super clear, frugality does not mean being cheap, miserable, or never enjoying life. It means being strategic about your spending so that every dollar is working for you, not against you. Think about this. Every dollar you don't spend is a dollar you don't have to earn, invest, or pay taxes on. In fact, saving money often has a higher return on effort than making more money, especially when you're just getting started. Skip a $50 dinner, and you've got $50 in your pocket. To earn that same $50 after taxes, you might have to make $67 or more at your job. That's why controlling your spending gives you an instant, unfair advantage. So how do you actually do it? Start by tracking your spending every dollar. Use a free app or a simple spreadsheet. The point is to see exactly where your money is leaking away. Most people have no idea how much they spend on stuff like eating out, subscriptions, clothes, or random online shopping. The average American drops $18,000 a year on non-essentials. If you even cut that by a third, you're halfway to your $100,000. Go down your list and ruthlessly cut or reduce anything you don't truly need. Find cheaper alternatives for things you still want. Negotiate bills. Shop around for insurance. Cancel unused subscriptions. Brew coffee at home instead of hitting the coffee shop every day. Meal prep instead of eating out. Drive a reliable used car instead of upgrading every few years. The goal is to squeeze every bit of waste out of your budget, just until you hit your first $100,000. Let me tell you a quick story about Warren Buffett. He's worth over $100 billion, yet he still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 and drives regular cars, because he understands the power of compounding, and he knows that every dollar saved early on is worth 10 times more down the line. Now, let's talk about budgeting. You don't have to track every penny forever, but for the next few months, make it a daily habit. Look for the big wins: housing, transportation, food, and debt. Can you get a roommate or move somewhere cheaper? Can you refinance your car or sell it and buy something more affordable? Can you cut your grocery bill and avoid food waste? The big expenses are where the magic happens. Don't forget about automating your savings. This is a game changer. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking to a high-yield savings account or investment account the moment you get paid. Pay yourself first, not last. It's way easier to avoid lifestyle inflation if you never see that money sitting in your checking account. Trust me, the people who automate their savings are always the ones who actually hit their goals. But here's where it gets really interesting. The power of investing kicks in as you build momentum. The reason the first $100,000 is the hardest is because almost all the heavy lifting is done by you. You're the one working late, saving aggressively, and making sacrifices. But once you get that snowball rolling, compounding interest starts working for you instead of against you. Let's say you hit $100,000 and keep investing $1,000 a month at an 8% return. Your next $100,000 could take just 4 years, not 6 or 7. The more you invest, the faster it goes. Before you know it, you're not just saving, you're building wealth. And that's when you start to have real options. Think about this. With $100,000 saved, you can take calculated risks that other people can't. Want to start a business? You have the safety net. Want to invest in real estate? You have the down payment. Want to jump to a better job or move to a new city? You have the cushion. Money isn't just about buying stuff. It's about buying freedom, security, and choices. Let me give you a personal story. I once knew a guy who struggled for years just to save a few $1,000s. He cut every corner, worked weekends, and lived lean. But once he crossed that $100,000 mark, everything changed. He stopped stressing about every bill, started investing more, and suddenly opportunities just seemed to find him. Within a few years, he was worth several times that amount. And it all started with relentless focus on that first $100,000. And if you're thinking this is just for people making 6 figures, let me bust that myth. Even on a modest income, you can make incredible progress. It might take you a little longer, but if you combine steady income, aggressive saving, and smart investing, you will get there. The most important thing is to start right now, not next month, not next year. The sooner you start, the sooner the magic of compounding can do its thing. So, let's break it all down into a step-by-step game plan you can actually follow. Step 1. Set a realistic timeline and break it down. Want $100,000 in 3 years? That's about $2,777 a month or $641 a week. Need 5 years? That's $1,667 a month or $384 a week. Make the goal specific and measurable. Step 2. Track every dollar. Use an app, spreadsheet, or even pen and paper to see where your money is going. Awareness alone can save you hundreds per month. Step 3. Cut ruthlessly, spend intentionally. Slash non-essentials, downgrade big expenses, and always ask, "Can I get this cheaper?" Step 4. Increase your income. Upskill, side hustle, switch jobs, or ask for a raise. Even a small boost makes a massive difference over time. Step 5. Automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers so you pay yourself first. Step 6. Invest early and often. Even small amounts grow over time. Start with index funds or dividend ETFs for simplicity and stability. Step 7. Avoid bad debt. Pay off high-interest credit cards and avoid car loans that eat your income. Step 8. Repeat relentlessly. This isn't a one-time hack. It's a process. Stick with it, and the results will shock you. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this. The first $100,000 will change your life. Not just because of the number, but because of the habits, confidence, and options it unlocks. Once you're there, you can ease up, invest more, and start letting your money do the heavy lifting. Like Charlie Munger said, once you get there, you can ease off the gas. Until then, go hard. You will never regret it. Let's recap quickly. Find your unique value, be relentless about saving, automate your progress, invest for the long term, and protect yourself from lifestyle creep. If you do these things, $100,000 won't just be a dream, it'll be the first step to the rest of your wealthy, free, and independent life. If this helped you, even just a little, don't forget to subscribe because we're just getting started on your path to financial freedom. Stick with your buddy investor and I'll keep showing you the strategies that really work. No hype, no gimmicks. And if you want to take the next step and start putting your money to work for you, you won't want to miss my next video, 5 dividend stocks that pay monthly. That's where I'll show you exactly how to create steady, reliable income streams that hit your bank account every single month, whether the market is up or down. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Click over now and I'll see you there. Your future self will thank you. Let's go get that $100,000. together.